one of my most prized possessions. In late 1960, funding stalled for the USS Arizona, the Memorial, Pearl Harbor, Hawaii, and stepping up and recently discharged from the United States Army, the King, Elvis Presley. And thus a wonderful relationship with that great state, Hawaii, was born. And of course, years later, via satellite from Hawaii, still one of my favorite times in the history of Elvis Presley. But my friend Kate Schneider and Brock Schneider actually brought this back for me from Hawaii many years ago. Elvis Presley would have been 83 years of age on January the 8th. And for those who know me, a lot of times they have compared me to the King, not because I can sing, but there was a long time, that I used to work as hard as him. 24/7, it was full throttle just about every single day of my life. Now, I still, floor it from time to time, but I have learned to ease my foot gently off the pedal. Sad to say, Elvis Aaron Presley didn't get to do that. But his music lives on, and he has done a lot of new things of late with the Royal Philharmonic Orchestra. As a matter of fact, some of the best stuff, because of obviously technology that I have ever heard from Elvis Presley, is charting once again. And he, of course, has got that brand that is Elvis Aaron Presley, and Graceland, a huge tourist destination, and AAA Central can get you there. And yes, his 24-hour satellite radio station that does nothing but play Elvis Presley music. And because of some of the great hosts, you get a chance to recapture some of the magic, the friendships, the moments in time. And I find myself many nights trying to decompress after a long night on the radio, winding my way back home, street light after street light, just listening to more about a man who I've idolized for a very long time. Now, my personal connection to Elvis Presley goes way back to those movies, many of them, 33 of them in all. And I know a lot of them are looked upon now, maybe not as great works of art, but at the time the King was just that. He was a big box office draw. And I never really thought he would ever end up the way he did, but I'm so thankful for all of those motion pictures. And if you go back to some of the early ones like Jailhouse Rock and Love Me Tender, Elvis Presley was a great actor. And the wonderful talent of Barbra Streisand, before she chose Chris Christopherson, really tried to convince Elvis to come back to the big screen for A Star Is Born. It didn't happen. But one thing is for sure, when Gladys and Vernon Presley gave birth to Elvis Presley and his twin brother Jesse, who died shortly after in Tupelo, Mississippi, a star was born. And because of all of the technology today, actually had a chance to see something earlier on YouTube in which he, alongside the great talent of Celine Dion, sang one of my favorite songs, If I Could Dream. Elvis Presley, think about it, he dreamed a lot, and most of those dreams came true, including his greatness as far as what he did because of guys like Colonel Tom Parker, who took him to heights, to the stratosphere. And because of my friendship with Frank DeLeo and all of the things that he did in his career, I understood how important a good manager was and still is today. They are the driving force behind any star. So when you see that talent of anyone, just think of the agent or the manager who's making it happen. These men and women truly are the backbone of entertainment. I know it's hard when you think about him dying at the very young age of 42 in August of 1977. On the 16th of that month, we all remember where we were. But to think all of these years later, Elvis Presley is still a big brand. And it has nothing to do with business. I mean, every business wants to make money, and I want them to continue to make money so we can continue to hear and just experience what Elvis Presley is all about. Not just for me, but if you go to any of my children who are, yes, 26, 18, and 16, and if you say Elvis Presley, they'll say, Dad, the King. So long live the King of rock and roll. And Elvis, just think, you are still making things happen today. On behalf of all of us, thank you. Thank you very much. Good night from the Pratt Pack Gym.